Right, Golf Mark 6 key case conversion. It's a bit boring. It's the same as the Mark 5 keys case, which was the same as the Mark 4 key case. Big difference between the Mark 4 and 5 and then the 6 is the location of the LED light. See, it's right up in this top corner. The Mark 5 and the Mark 4, you can't really see it on this. It is located just there. Some Mark 6 spare keys come like the Mark 5. If your LED's there, then you convert to this Mark 7 replica key. I've done my Mark 5 already. That's covered in a different video by somebody else that's titled Mark 4 to Mark 7 key conversion on YouTube. Very good video to watch. Right, back to the Mark 6. The company that you get a key from is a company called KEYYOU, and I'll link it in the bottom of the video. Right, so first thing you need to do, that's stuck, where I'll put it all back together. These keys, the Mark 5, just pop apart. There's nothing holding them together, it's just clips, pops open. Mark 6 key, if you look in there, obviously I've dug mine out already, there's a little metal pin which needs to be removed because it's holding the keys together. So what I did was I got my drill, I used Dremel, very easy, and just drilled a few holes around it to lose, so I got a place where I could grip onto that metal pin. Metal pin, pair of pliers, get it on, pin slides out, put that to one side. So obviously if you want to swap your keys back at some point, you can just swap it all back. Right, so pair of pliers into the gap underneath the key. It's a bit tricky, but it pops open. Right, that's just popped open. So it's all opened up a bit. Flathead screwdriver, top of the key blade, top of the key case, pop it in, give it a twist. Make sure you keep hold of everything because there is, that's not fully open, it's worked down a little bit, down the bottom end as well. When you open it, there's a spring and the button, you don't want to go losing those. Right, so now I've got the circuit board. The circuit board, with the help of a little flathead screwdriver, pop it down the corner, that just pops out. Right, that's that key apart. Now move on to the new key. So in the bag, the new key, you get all your case and circuit boards. Right, so circuit board. This here is your transponder chip. Look on here, I see that's your LED light at the top. With the Mark 5 and older Mark 6 keys, the transponder chip is actually loose and it's a pain to get out. And if you break it, you're looking at a couple of £100 to get it replaced. That just sits in there nicely. Right, now we move on to the tricky bit. The blades, you can see they sit around the opposite way. Now, if you have a key cutter local to you that does CNC key cutting, you could just take them that and say, can you cut that onto that? Not a lot of places do CNC key cutting because they're expensive bits of kit and not many people have keys they want cutting. Or you can have the company that you get the key case from cut a key for you. But I didn't really fancy sending a print of my car key to China where they'll have my address and my key where they could sell the information on. I might be overthinking things. Sell the information on somebody, they get a transponder chip your car, steal your car. So I did it the way that I'm doing it. Right, so we need to remove this blade from this housing. Now there's a little pin in there, it's like a split pin kind of thing. And the easiest way to do this that I found is place it on top of a little socket. Now I've done this already, it's been apart several times, so mine will just slide out. A small drill bit that fits in that hole. A few gentle taps on a hammer. It's sticking out just enough. You get a pair of pliers on it. Little twist, little pull. No, it's not coming out. Let's give it a bit more of a tap. Obviously keep hold of that when you put your key back together, if you want to change your key back to the original. Now I've got my screwdriver bit stuck in there. Just give that a little twist. Right, that's out. Key blade comes out. Get your new one. I've already taken the pin out of this, so it's not in there. So that comes out. And what you'll find is your original key blade, it's already cut. One, it won't have that hole in it because I've drilled that in already, and this top section is square, so it needs filing to match that key, the blank blade, so that it sits nice and square into the new spring. And what I did find with this is it tends to be a bit, so that's the wrong one, that's the new one, so that goes in there. It's all a bit loose, so what I did was I got a fuse from the car, obviously a spare fuse out of the car, broke off one of the pins, laid it onto the key, onto the, there's the groove in there, the side without the groove, was it the side without the groove? Yeah. And at this point there's no drill hole in the original, so you put that all in there together. It's not lining up. Sorry about this, a bit fiddly. Right, it's got stuck. Flathead screwdriver. Just get that back out. Right. So that goes on there, that goes on there. Line it up. Sits into the key. Yeah, so at this point, your new blade, your old blade hasn't got a hole in it, so what you need to do is lay that down, all nice and tight, holding it together. Then get your drill bit that you use to knock the pin out through. I use a Dremel because it's just like easier. You need to hold this all tight together, and then gently drill down through so it goes through. That effectively, obviously at the moment, is holding that in place. So once you've drilled that hole through, you are then ready to put it all back together. Let me just put this little, let's call it a shim, into the key. So, that lined up? No. Right, so you then get your split pin that you took out of the new key, put that back into the locating hole, make sure your shim is lined up, which mine currently isn't. Right, that's gone too far. Let's go the other way. Let's put that. Oh, could have been disaster. And doing this, don't do it on a long head carpet. Put that in there. You then need to use the old key blade. That then needs hammering, tapping in to position. Right, that's that. So that is now secure in there. A little bit of wiggle. And what I've found is where you've opened up that split pin, you need to sort of reopen it back up. So I just use a nail from one of these that hold wires in place. The reason I use that is because it's square on the bottom. So we'll just pop that in there. Give that a little tap. Just to squash everything back together. And that is now secure. Right, so next job is fitting this all back into the case. So you have key blade that sits in there. Your button only fits in one way round, so that's in there. Then you have to look into the bottom of there. There's a little slot that the spring locates into. So that sits in there. Top section, again, there's a little slot in this plastic that slots into the other section of spring. You place it on, press it down, make sure your circuit board's sat correctly, and then you want to spin it so just get the lock effect, the flick of the key coming out. So I think it's 2 times, and the circuit board's coming out. It can be quite fiddly because you catch on the circuit board, but just keep relocating the circuit board, push it down a bit. So that's one full rotation. You can test it. See, there's not enough spring to spring the. Let's go again. Bring it round. Why is that still not springing? I may have gone the wrong way. Oh, whoops. Fetch that back. Start again. Set that into place. Put that back in. Spring. Locate. Once. Twice. Is that blade catching? because it's on camera. First time I did it, no issues whatsoever. Right, let's go anti-clockwise. See if that makes a difference. 1. Yeah, it's anti-clockwise, but that didn't come out, so it's twice anti-clockwise. 2. Circuit board's moved again. Just slide that up into position. Give it a test. Out it goes. I might go once more actually, that doesn't seem to be coming out all that quickly. Let's go for a third rotation. That's better. 3 rotations, anti-clockwise, locked. Out it comes. Right, so now it comes with 2 little screws. One there, one there. Phillips head screwdriver. Tighten it up. And this one. Check it again. There we go. Nice. Battery, which is still in the other case. Pop that out. Battery, pop it in, push down, slides in. Just check these screws are tight. Lovely. Back plate on. Just clicks into position. Top end first, then the back end. And there we have LEDs flashing, working, Mark 6 key that's been converted. Any questions, please fire away. I'll leave a link for the key case in the description. Cheers.